What's up, everybody? This is Joe Matos here with Critical Condition Sports. Going to give you Joe's Power Picks. As we head into NFL Week 3, I'm going to give you my 3 guaranteed winners, as well as my upset of the week. So let's get started. I'm going to go with the Patriots defeating the Las Vegas Raiders. So, to me, this is simple right now. When it comes to the Raiders, everyone seems to be really high on them after their 2-0 start, which is impressive. But I'd like to remind everybody that, those 2 wins came against the Panthers, who have a new coach, new quarterback, and are in a sense of rebuilding. And they also beat the Saints, which I feel like that goes to play with, the Saints maybe going into this game a little bit more overconfident, just because, we saw some of the tweets that some of the players had, like Michael Thomas. And I feel like Drew Brees is in a sort of decline now as he's getting up there with age. It's no knock on Drew, it's just he's not the player that he used to be, and I felt like the Raiders were able to feed off of that. Plus, again, an emotional time for them as they played their first game in their new stadium in Las Vegas. So with all that emotion going in and the highs that this team's feeling themselves in right now, going up against the Patriots, which, I was wrong in the sense with how I thought Cam was going to play. Their defense, even though they lost some core players and they had all these opt-outs, is still playing decently well. And by that, they're getting turnovers. They're able to get turnovers. They're able to get some pressure on the quarterback. The Cam Newton and Bill Belichick so far, I know it's just week 2 and we're going into week 3, so far has worked better than I thought. Cam seems to be soaking in all the coaching. He played probably one of his best games of his career last week, and they were within a few yards of being able to start 2-0 this season, which is something that I just didn't see that. So this team, though, is playing good right now. They're really coaching up Cam and really playing to his strengths, and Cam has really seems to be polishing themselves as a passer, and I really like where this team is going right now. I'm still not sold on the whole, like, we're in it to completely win it and go far for the Patriots, but as far as this week, though, I have them finishing off at 2-1 and being able to win this football game against the Raiders 30-24. For my next game, it's going to be the Falcons versus the Bears. I'm going to take Atlanta to defeat Chicago. Now, I know Atlanta's defense has been atrocious, just to begin with. They've been atrocious. Now, Dan Quinn, he has really had some faults when it comes to the coaching. They lost last week because, they didn't know that it was okay to fall on an onside kick. Then, they just got tortured by, the person that's probably the MVP favorite right now, Russell Wilson. So I won't knock them for that loss. Now this team, though, is going in. They have a high-powered offense, as well as, their coach and Dan Quinn, going back to him, is on the hot seat. If you lose this game, the rumblings are going to start. And to me, in my opinion, this is a team that plays hard for their coach when it's just a little bit too late for them. Right now, 0-2, it's as more pressure filling for his job as it comes. I feel like they're going to show up for him and be able to win this game. When it comes to Chicago, though, I love the coach. Not so high on the quarterback. I think that, for Chicago, they were able to barely escape the game against Detroit. They, escaped because DeAndre Swift decided to drop a ball. And then they were able to beat a New York Giants team with the new coach and essentially no Saquon Barkley for the entire game. And against, still an up-and-coming quarterback. So I'm not really sold on the Chicago Bears 2-0 start right now. I have Atlanta winning this game. I feel like Matt Ryan's going to really test that defense. And I feel like if it starts getting into a high-scoring game, I don't think that Mitch Trubisky can really keep up with them. So I have Atlanta winning this game, 27-20. Let's go in with my third game. I really didn't want to pick a team, the same team for the second week in a row twice, but I'm going to do it this week just because, again, this is my power picks. These are my guaranteed teams that are going to win their matches for this coming week. So just in case if you're doing a survivor pick 'em, this will, is made to really help you out with that. And I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to defeat the Denver Broncos just because I really, as far as a guaranteed win, this is as strong as I feel about a game. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady's playing with a chip on his shoulder. They don't feel like they're performing as, they should be, which they're not. Mike Evans and Tom Brady don't really seem to be clicking on the same page, as well as the fact that, this defense is playing really good and it's carrying them through the first part of this season. Shaq Barrett and, Lavonte David, there's some studs there at the linebacking position. They have a really good pass rush. And the thing I like about Tampa Bay is when they're going up, their opponent. You know, I think that it's perfect for them, as you know, they're starting to get things rolling for this upcoming season. When it comes to the Denver Broncos, they're dealing with injuries. You know, Drew Lock is their quarterback, and he's out for several weeks. Their backup, Jeff Driscoll, is 1-6. The Broncos pre-Drew Lock were 3-8 before him. And again, dealing with all these injuries, and you know, really seeing how Vic Fangio, doesn't do well without, you know, his starting quarterback, and isn't a really good game planning coach to be able to adapt is really concerning. I feel like this game can get ugly fast, and I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers giving you that guaranteed win that you need if you're, you know, again, doing a survivor pick'em, you know, weekly thing. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this football game 31-14. Now for my upset of the week, real quick, we'll get into this one right now. I have the Cincinnati Bengals upsetting the Philadelphia Eagles. For Philadelphia, I mean, it's just been an atrocious start. First of all, before the season even started, they lost 2 of their starting offensive linemen. Jason Peters has been moved to the left tackle, and again, he's an aged player in his 16th season. Not a knock against him, but again, he's old. As well as now, you know, Carson Wentz has been terrible. 2 touchdowns, throwing 4 picks. They've allowed the most sacks on him. Obviously, you know, he's getting off to just an absolute terrible start to what the standard is with him. And I feel like, you know, the defense is okay. Again, they're not performing the way that, you know, I thought that they were going to perform with Darius Slay on there. But overall, it's just been a disappointing start for the Eagles, and I feel like it's going to get worse because the Bengals, they're very confident. They're 0-2, but they're confident. Joe Burrow, you know, they've let him off the leash and let him play ball. You know, last week he threw for 61 total passes. You know, he's better than I thought. I'll admit that. And the fact that, you know, he's getting an extra 3 days to prepare for this game. And even though this game's on the road, he doesn't have to deal with that Lincoln Financial Field home field advantage that the Eagles would have. So I feel like Joe Burrow's going to have a good day. And I feel like the Bengals are going to actually be able to upset the Eagles 27-23. So there you have it. Those are my picks. Do you agree or disagree with them? Let me know what your opinion is. Who do you have winning for this upcoming NFL week? Let's see how many of these games we actually do get right with this. My current record right now is 7-1 for the season when it comes to these power picks. So let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. I appreciate all the support. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.